everybody. How are you? I'm back in my dining room, which I'm really happy about. There's nobody home right now for now, so everybody's either at work or away for the weekend. And I just washed my hair because my husband's going to take me out for a surprise date. So I don't know what it's going to be. He said dress up, but then I said, "What are you wearing?" And he said, "I'm just going to I'm just going to wear a polo shirt." So it's not that dressy. Um let's see. I kind of want to catch up on some things, give some updates. I did when I was doing I still kind of am doing the low sugar thing. I did the low sugar thing for over a week where I didn't have any soda. I didn't have any beverages that had sugar in them. I don't use artificial sweeteners anyway because I don't know where the chemicals go. Just the way my brain works, I'm like, where do the chemicals go? So I think there's like a chemical spot in your body and they all get stored there. But that's probably not right. But anyway, moving along. And I wasn't having any cookies or candy or ice cream. So I did that for a little over a week, and I realized that it was helping it did help my inflammation a little bit. But I still was having pain, but more importantly, I was able to do some of the things that I do a little bit longer than I usually am. My joints weren't getting overworked quite so quickly. They still were, but not quite as quickly. I'm easing back a little bit in that I'm mostly not having sugar, but if occasionally I want something that has sugar in it, I kind of weigh it in my mind and think, because I know what it's going to feel like after I have the food with sugar in it or food with a lot of white processed bread or something like that. I know that it's going to make my joints feel strange and inflamed, and it's an uncomfortable feeling, but it kind of wears you out too. So that's where I am with that. Another thing, I guess like a month ago maybe, I showed you guys some things I got from the Container Store, and I got that really big container because we buy 20 pounds of rice at a time when we buy rice. We go to an Indian food store, and it's a lot cheaper that way, and we eat a lot of rice dishes. So I'm happy to say that fit in that container. I can't lift it up and bring it over here because it's 20 pounds, and I'm not supposed to lift anything that heavy. I have not had those chicken enchiladas yet, but I think maybe Friday night or maybe Sunday night we might have Mexican for dinner, so maybe I'll have one or two then. I don't eat a lot of them when I get them because I don't know if you ever had enchiladas, but they feel heavy. Although these say they're low fat, so I don't know if it's the fat that makes them feel heavy or that they're made with cornmeal. I really don't know. But I only eat a little bit of it when I get it. Let's see. I'm thinking of going to. There's a gaming convention, a video game. Well, they also have board games too. Video game and board game convention that's coming to my area in July, and I'm thinking about going there. It's kind of up in the air. The last thing I went to that was a convention, I had to have someone push me in a wheelchair. I walk with a cane, so I don't know if anybody... Here's what it looks like. Here's the cane I have. I had one of those metal ones before, but my husband bought me this for Christmas a few years ago. I walk with a cane because I have damage already to some of my joints where I can fall really easily. Especially the way my right ankle comes down, even with special shoes on, it's difficult. So, and now my left foot is starting to get bad. So, yeah, the last convention I went to, I had to have somebody push me around in a wheelchair, and I really want to go to this one, but I don't No, it's hard. I have to tell you this, okay, because there might be people you know who have similar problems to this. They can walk short distances or even medium distances, and then they rest for the rest of the day, okay? If they went to something like a museum or a convention or something like that, they would really need to sit in a wheelchair. Well, most people that are in that situation don't buy a wheelchair. They rent the ones that are. Sometimes you don't rent. Sometimes you just leave a card. You just leave your like driver's license there, so they know you're going to bring back the wheelchair. The problem is asking somebody to push you around in a wheelchair. You feel like you're putting the person out. And the last time that I did it, I mean, I've only gone to one convention in the past, I don't know how many years, at least 6, and it was because the person that was going, that I knew wanted to go really badly. I was the only other person that wanted to go, and I knew he wouldn't mind pushing me around in a wheelchair, so I didn't feel bad asking him. So the reason I bring this up is there might be people you know that you're thinking, oh, they used to go to this a lot, or they used to go to that a lot. I don't know how you would broach the subject with them. Like say, hey, how come you don't go, wouldn't you like to go to this museum or something that you want to go to, and you think they would like to go to too. And if they're like, oh, I don't know, it's a lot of walking, you say, hey, we could rent one of them wheelchairs, and you can buy me some coffee. I'll push you around and you buy me some coffee. Something like that. Something that makes it feel like the person doesn't feel like they're a charity case or whatever. I'm not saying I feel like a charity case, but I mean, sometimes I do. But I mean, it's hard when you used to be able to do things and you can't do them anymore. It's hard to ask people, so. But you don't want to assume that person wants you to do the things. It's kind of a delicate balance, but you should know your own friends. What else do I want to talk about? Well, I've been watching, I don't know if anybody else has, but I've been watching this show called American Gods, and I can't remember what channel it's on. I think it's on Stars. It's based on a book by Neil Gaiman called American Gods, and I'm really enjoying it. It's, now I'm thinking, I'm getting deja vu. I might have mentioned this before. But it's like there's like an upcoming war between the old gods and the new gods. And the old gods are like, they show in each episode, in most episodes at the beginning, they show someone writing down coming to America. And it's supposed to be Thoth, whose symbol is the ibis from Egyptian mythology. He's the scribe, he writes things down. Anyway, it shows people from different countries coming to America and the gods they bring with them. So it shows that in the beginning of most of the episodes, and then you see these gods the way that they're existing nowadays. Their relationship with people and with each other, and it's really it's not like you would think, honestly. It's really quite interesting. And then there's the new gods that are like their technology, media. There's a guy named Mr. World. I'm not sure what he represents exactly, but I know satellites have something to do with. I'm not sure what he is exactly, but I'm really enjoying the show because I studied a lot of mythology and I like the stories, and it's interesting to see how they take the stories and they put them into this strange modern war that's going to happen. I don't know. It's fun. It's just a fun show. So if anybody else is watching that, please tell me, please let me know. So I'm up to date. So there's 2 episodes left, and I don't know if there's another season. I don't know if there's going to be another season next year, but I'm definitely going to read the book, even though they said, from stuff I've read online, the book is different, which is normally the case. But, but the things that they've said are different are more like there's characters in the show that have a more minor part in the book, that kind of thing. So I think it would be interesting, and some of the lines are amazing. Like, you know that they probably came from, my dog is right here. They probably came from the book because they're so amazingly written. Not that TV writers can't write some amazing stuff. I know they can. Anyway, that's all for now, and I'm looking forward to my date with my husband. I'm not sure what it is. I kind of have an idea of what it might be, but I don't want to guess. Maybe I should guess. No, what if he sees this? I think because of the stuff he said, like the time, he's like, we have an appointment or something like that, and gave me the time and stuff. I kind of think it's going to be like a dinner theater type thing, but I'm not sure. Ooh, maybe I should have said that. Anyway, I hope everybody has a good weekend, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.